Hey guys, it is Chris here, and we are going to have some fun on another day of my return to the Happiest Place week. Self-declared, totally declared it myself, because I love a good theme to play with. So today we're going to create a 2-page spread using the Happiest Place paper and a sketch that I've created. If you don't have the sketch and you want it, all you have to do is comment sketch and I'll add the link in after. And it's just a PDF sketch, and it's got all the sizes and measurements of everything that I'm going to do today. So, did you think about using rugby photos with Happiest Place? Probably not the first thing that comes to mind. So, sorry, just one sec. Let me move this out of my way. Okay, so I picked some photos from a rugby trip my son took in grade 12 to Connecticut to play rugby. And one of the dads that was there, they only let a few parents go, but one of the dads that was there actually took awesome rugby photos for me. So I definitely have a hard time watching him play rugby, but I thought these are the photos we're going to add onto this layout. So I think that sometimes people get hung up on the fact that, well, it's Happiest Place paper, it has to be Disney that we're going to scrapbook. But it totally doesn't have to be Disney. You just switch some things out. So this is the original Happiest Place collection from Close to My Heart, and they're calling it the Return to the Happiest Place right now because they've brought it back and are highlighting it with the savings. So it's a great time to grab some extra paper. So I have, like I said, printed my photos. I have cut up my paper. We're going to go over what I'm going to create today. I think I'm going to use the sticker sheet. Like I said, I don't always plan all the way out here. So I'm going to put you full down on everything goes with rugby. Exactly. That's funny, Lee. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is I'll show you just a few different versions of what I've done with this sketch, just because I want to highlight something right off the bat. So, for example, here's another example that I used the same sketch for. So this is party time, which is obviously birthday themed, and you'll see on the sketch I have this thin border and then white background. So I did it so that you could use this for lots of different purposes. You could add stamping, texture paste, lots of different things, or just the mat draws in you nicely into the center. So that's one of the layouts I've used the sketch for. Here's another one that features the You Are Enough paper. So same thing, right? We've got mint and then a white daisy background. And then I use the Happiest Place paper, and again, right? Black border, white background, decorative papers. So this one I was showing how to use Cricut cuts with the sketch. And each time I've done it, I've done something completely different. So, like I said, we're going to do the Happiest Place now. So I'll just move my photos aside here. So I'm going to put them just up here for right now. Somebody remind me when I cannot find my photos where I put them. But so this time, instead of this white daisy background, I'm going to use decorative paper. Okay, so I have full 12 by 12 black backgrounds here. So just plain old black backgrounds. And then we're going to add the decorative paper on top and then build our layout on top of that. We're going to get this down quickly because the white causes the camera to autofocus, especially if I move something too quickly. So this is the fun back side, and of course, well, that one's done. That's the fun, this is the fun back side with the of the paper. This would also be awesome for like back to school, just summer photos. On the sticker sheet there's a super fun sun. Okay, so I'm just gonna center this on here. I love this sketch because we actually get quite a few photographs on here. So there are, today I'm going to do 4 4x6 photos. We're going to hide one under a flip flap, and then we're going to add 2 photos that are 3x4. Just because that's the way I set up the sketch, but they're full-size photos that I've just printed onto the 4x6. So they're full-size photos, so really it's like you're getting 2 more 4x6s. Okay, so see, already you can tell it's going to be different. Okay, and then on the sketch has all the measurements. So like I said, if you need it, just comment sketch and I will send you in the right direction. So now we're just going to lay out some pieces here. So I have the pattern paper, I have pieces of the coordinating cardstock. So I think that if I remember correctly, this was the first time they added the fun foil onto the cardstock. So we have like another one right now, which is the You Are Enough, has the rose gold foil on top of it. Okay, so I'm just trying to decide here. So this is the way the sketch goes. I'm trying to decide, I might actually reverse this because I'm going to do a fun thing on this side. And I think I want it to be like that. So we're just going to lay out our other pieces. I just need to move a few things away from my keyboard so that I stop hitting the keys. So I don't actually need my keyboard right now. Okay, so then on here we've got 2 zip strips and some shimmer trim, and then some extra pieces here. So sometimes I have dovetailed these pieces. We're going to leave them plain this time, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so this piece goes over here. We're going to add a lemonade shimmer trim as our accent. And then, so I have a piece of the decorative cardstock that I'm going to run across the page, and then I thought the 2 sets of arrows would be fun. I had actually different zip strips picked out originally, and I thought that these kind of went with like the play the game kind of theme that we had going on. Okay, so then I'm going to talk to you. We're going to use some stickers because I think that I'm going to put this sticker as my title, which is happy. So I'm going to put that up here, and then I might use some of the stars off of here, and then the Good Times one and Happy Place, because this is rugby was definitely, grade 12 rugby was like, it was a good year. So they won, he was team captain, they won the championship, so it was good. So like I said, totally his happy place. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is when you're looking for things to add to your scrapbooking layout, not necessarily does it have to be something that A, was part of the package, B, only coordinates with it because it's got the same name. Lots of times, especially with stamp and thin cuts, I say look for things that are generic, or you could use over and over and over again, like multi-use things. So I grabbed this pennant banner alphabet stamp and thin cut because it's got, I'm not going to use the stamp today, but it's got this great little pennant thin cut. So that's what we're going to play with for our accent today. So I just ran a whole pile of them through my die cutting machine before we started, and that's how I'm going to kind of decorate my page. And then I think we're going to add some of the silver stars here, maybe even some of the red ones from the Stars and Sparklers sequins, star sequins. Whew, that's a lot of. Okay, so let's get our base pages down, and then, so this, I'll just show you kind of, so this is going to go here. This is going up here. Well, this is the bottom. So this is the team photo here. And I'm going to add this picture of him by himself on top. And we're going to put a flip-flop. Because what I want to do then on the inside is put a journaling card that then lists out the team underneath. So this is kind of how that's going to go. And then okay, that's totally weird. Where's the other photograph? Oh, underneath here. So then this is going over here. Okay, and I'm going to switch this up. So in the sketch, you'll see this is the 6x4 photograph here, and then there's two 3x4s. We're going to reverse it so that all the pictures of him are on the inside like this. And then these two sets of smaller photos I'm going to put over here to kind of balance it. And then I want to add a journaling box underneath here after. So that's kind of the thought. So I just thought I would show you this again. I showed it a few times, but these are two full-size photographs, and I've just printed both photos because I wanted a 3x4 size on a 4x6 piece of paper, like photo. So I use, when I want to do this, I think I'm probably going to sneeze again today. When I do this, I use the Picture My Life app. That's one of the ways you can do it. There's lots and lots of ways you can do it. You can also do it from your photos on, if you are playing with a Mac. You can do it in PicMonkey. There's lots of different ways you could do it. You could add it onto any sort of surface that you can manipulate the back side and then print from. But I just thought I would show you that before I cut them up. So these are actually non-cropped photos because the person that took the photos was very good at taking photos. There's not a lot of crop in that kind of a photo. So I knew I wanted full-size photos here. So I just need this mat is right, but this one looks just slightly too big. So we're just going to trim a little tiny bit off of it. So like I said, these are both 3x4 photos. So they're just trimmed to 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 mats. And all the mat sizes and the photo sizes are on the sketch. So we're just going to add these onto the black mats. Okay, and the reason that I'm using the black mats is to bring in the little tiny black edge there. Okay, so here we go. So I hope you guys are enjoying the return to the happiest place theme that we're playing with this week. So if you missed it, I did do earlier this week a fun Z fold card featuring the happiest place papers. Okay. So, and I designed it so that this main piece, this red dot, you can cut both sides of the paper from the same 12 by 12. So you don't have to worry about using two sheets to to keep it consistent across the two layouts, but have like a huge impact from the paper. So this was just glacier on the back side, and then the fun silver foil stars on the other side. I know, they're great photos. I was so sad because like we weren't allowed to go, and but like I can take rugby photos here, but it was nice to have them even though I wasn't on the trip. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so then I'm going to use my lemonade shimmer trim, and I'm just doing just a slight little diagonal trim. Sports photos are super hard, and over the years I've gotten better, but when they're in typically, well, it kind of depends on where you are, but sometimes they're like way far away. But yes, the dad that took the photos put them all, like he I think, well, he was conscious to get most of the kids. I'm sure that because Max was captain, he probably was in a few more photos than everybody else. But it was nice that like there's a full team photo and all of those things. Okay, so lemonade shimmer trims on there. Okay, so then, like I said, I think we are going to put this title up there. That is my plan. And I was happy to see he had his mouth guard in too. So it is, so there's it'll be kind of, I'm going to try and get it into 3 spots. And actually, so when I did my original workshop, I seem to have stuck something onto this photo. So because I have a scrapbooking and a flip-flop workshop with these products, we didn't have lemonade shimmer trim, and I thought it went perfectly. So I'm just gonna wait to decide how that title is going on there before I stick his photos down. Plus we still have this cross piece and I need to rough in this side first. So okay, so now I'm gonna add these two, and so like I said, I've reversed the sizes of the pieces. So the way that the sketch is laid out is actually like this, but I want it like this because we're gonna put the little pennants across here, and I want to have less stripe and more of a solid background to lay that on top of. So I don't know if I finished my sentence, but when I did my original workshops, I used silver shimmer trim with it, which also looks awesome with the Happiest Place papers, and plays up the foil accents off the cardstock. Also, there's a few yellow pennants that'll go in here to help tie the lemonade in. Okay, so then we'll just add this. Oh, end of another roll. There we go. Okay, so then we have this piece to go across, and I just have a little bit extra here on the zip strip, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so I just want to look at my 4x6s so I can pick where I want this stripe to go across. So one of the other reasons I didn't use silver this time was I thought that it might be too much silver on this layout, like as far as the shimmer trim was considered. Okay, so I'm going to add this, and this time on the sketch the zip strip is at the top, and I'm going to put the zip strip at the bottom here. So you can see on the sketch, right, I have it up here. This is the zip strip. We're going to move it down here. So I love that from one sketch I have been able to create 4 different double page spreads with all different products and all different methods. And I have another one that we are going to do. Yet. So we're going to do one that is all just cardstock. So taking the same sketch. So now I've used both the paper packs from this idea book. So, and all three paper packs from this idea book. So the You Are Enough, the Hillside Cottage, and oh, I haven't done the Stars and Sparklers. So maybe we'll have to do that. Okay, so these are down. So let's put the other one down. So I did that at 3.5 inches. But we're gonna do one that is all just cardstock. So fun ways to use the same sketch but manipulate the cardstock. So I'm just making sure that my two sides line up. So I'm going to do this I'm using my Versamat just to mark, just to make sure they're the same. And then I will still, before I push it down too hard, just bring my layout over just to make sure they're going to line up. Okay. So it's just sometimes little tiny tweaks, but it can make it look so different. You're very welcome, Lee. You'll have to add some pictures into one of the comments of one of the videos. Okay, so now we do not need this anymore. Okay, we've got our two sides that go together. Okay, so now we've got our photos. Okay, so I'm going to take this sticker off, and I'm going to take my sticky off with my anti-static pouch. Hello, Emmy. What'd you up on your chair there? So that I can see I'm going to pop it up anyway, but I just want to make sure. You guys, it is so hot here today. So I think we have officially hit 40 degrees Celsius. So that's like, I don't even know, over 104 or something in Fahrenheit. So even with the air conditioning going full blast, it is crazy hot. So the dogs are trying to find cool spots to lie down. Okay, so here's my flip-flop, and like I said, so what I want to do is, this is a picture of the whole team. So, but I want his picture on top, and then on the back side of this, I'm going to type out the team, like the dates and the team people. The sport star, like this. Oh my goodness, the players' names. Oh my goodness, I don't know why that was so hard to come up with that term today. Maybe the heat is getting to me. Okay, so here we go. It is coming together. So then I have my little bucket of pennants. So like I said, always look for something that you can use over and over and over again that's super versatile, like a great shape, or something that you doesn't have to be always used you don't always have to use something matchy-matchy is basically what I'm saying. So, and then I think I'm gonna do some over here too. So over here, I can play more with the red. So I know that if I don't have a ton, I didn't cut a ton of the yellow. So it is hot. It's like, yeah. We drove out to the nursery today because we've been doing some work in the backyard, and I needed some flowers. Like, we've been holding off on getting flowers, and I thought, my husband took a vacation day today, so I thought, oh, today would be a good day, and then we'll take the dogs out with us for a car ride. Well, that wasn't a good idea. They were so hot, and he could, like, so they just came for the car ride only, like, the way that our public health orders are right now. He couldn't actually come in with me anyway, so he took, because it was out in the country, he took the dogs out of the car and they sat in the shade. I thought it would be a fun little adventure for them, but they were just literally way too hot. So now they're both hiding. So the fun thing is there's like 4 different shapes, right? So each time I cranked it through, I put like 3 pieces of paper and just ran it through several times. Okay, so I'm going to put the team players' names underneath this flip flap. And then I still need to journal, and I didn't actually create a journaling mat for this, so that's probably what I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to keep this one relatively simple because it's got a lot going on it. So I had originally actually thought about doing star shaker elements on the page too, but I thought in the end that might be too much. Okay, so whoever knows how to add a flip flap, you can add it on top of the page protector. The adhesive is strong enough that that is easy enough to do. I'm just going to add it to my page for sheer ease of not having to pull it in and out of the page protector to finish the layout. And for me, it's easy enough for me to simply cut my page protector after. It's not a very big cut to pass a 4x6 flip flap through. So, and I'm totally comfortable to do that, but if you wanted, you just simply adhere the flip flap to the top of your page protector so it works just like an envelope. You put whatever you want inside your flip flap and add it to your page. So I'm just lining up the 2 photographs so they'll actually be on top of each other. The team photo of the boys is underneath. So I have to pull up the names off of a Word document anyway, so I'm going to add them to the back right there, just like that. Okay, so let's add his photo here. And I'm going to add 3D foam tape on the back of the title. And the heat thing, it's actually not supposed to change. So it's going to be hot for a while. So it is too hot to even be outside. And I don't say that lightly. I love to be outside, so it so yes, the dogs have just been wandering around trying to find the coolest spots. So I just heard Emmy go into the bathroom and she's now on the nice cold tiles right beside the air conditioning vent. Sorry, this part's not super exciting now, is it? So if anybody would like the sketch that doesn't have the sketch, if you just comment sketch, I'll send you in the right direction. Okay, there we go. So his photo is down. So I think after I do this the one more time with the cardstock, I think I should write a blog post so that it's all, so you could see all the photos together. But all the videos of the other ones are here. So if you want to watch, they're also, if you prefer, you can watch them on YouTube, because sometimes it's hard to find videos on Facebook after they are after they're done. They kind of get knocked out of sequence, but they all are actually here, but they're super easy to find on my YouTube channel. So okay, so here I'm just because originally, I don't know if you noticed, but I had this up a little bit higher, but I don't want it to sit right on the crossover measurement of the white here, because it would just cut it off. So it's touching just around the outer edges of this layer and this layer. Yes, the cardstock one has been rolling around in my head. I just need to actually find the right photographs for it. But I know I have lots for that one. And for that one, I'm going to use also the stamp of the month for this month. So just in case you needed a little hint to come back and watch that one. So I'm going to use the June stamp of the month. Okay, I need a red over there. So I think we'll do this. And then, okay, so I'm just going to add these down. So like I said, I think I'm going to add a journaling block right there. So I need to leave room for it. The funny thing is, so much has happened, I actually can't remember how they did at the tournaments. I'll have to ask them. So I'm just kind of haphazardly lining them up. And like I said, I for some reason I only grabbed one scrap with the yellow color. So I'm just kind of making sure that there's yellow in each of the banner clusters here. And I wanted to make sure to use the glacier with the silver accents on this side to tie it into this piece of paper over here. So it kind of brings one side to the other side. So I'm not sure that the reason, my explanation and my reasoning is always helpful to people, but I just thought I would verbalize some of the things that go on in my head. Okay, I need some water. Like I said, it's very hot. Okay. So now I'm going from this way down this way. And I'm just, like I said, I'm using all the different shapes and I'm kind of just randomly adding them. I'm just making sure like my colors aren't back to back. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more row right there. And maybe not the same shape side by side. I was trying to see if there was actually like a journaling box sticker, but there's not. So I will just make my own. And I thought the pennants were kind of like sports-like. So I know I need a glacier one in this row somewhere. And you could see too, I'm doing 3 rows instead of 2 so that I have an odd number. Okay. Getting there. Okay. That is probably enough. So yes, my plan is that after I do the cardstock one, then I will do a full blog post with all the different ones, just to kind of show you how, like, from one sketch, there's so many different things that you could do. So this is a sketch that I created. It started off as an 8.5 by 11 sketch, actually, which is, I will go back and I'll do again yet. But, and then I expanded it up to 12 by 12 because I do love that little, well, it's not super little, but it is smaller, 8.5 by 11 also. Okay, so here we go. I need to be conscious. I think I need a different shape. That's the same, so that'll get lost. There we go. And I can just gently move this over. There we go. So that's fun. Okay, so let's add this one. And so I think we're going to go from the happy here up to here and then across. So I need, I think, one more little guy. So, and this I'm going to use on the other side to tie in this little stripe onto this side of the page. And And I think we're going to use maybe some sparkles in the middle. I can't make it too glittery for him. Okay, like that. So then, here we go. So let's just see here. Oh, I'm glad it helps, Lee. Okay, so 3. Okay, so let's do 3 by 3, I think. So in the sketch, I did little journaling strips. But for this one, I know that I have more to say than I want to put on just the little strips. And like I said, I'm going to put the team names, like the players' names on the inside. So that takes that away for journaling. So, because lots of times I'll just do my journaling on the inside of the flip flap because then it's hidden and whatever, right? But because I'm going to put the players, like the players roster there, holy smokes, finally, like an hour later, I figured out what I was trying to say that whole time. Okay, so I think I did this 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, so I'll make my journaling box 3 by 3. So I'll just add my own little piece of white daisy, and then the little black is just enough of a border. I'll add my own journaling lines. On here. Maybe I should do that first. So you guys have seen me do this lots of times, but so typically I just add a little tiny bit of adhesive. I probably have more than enough on here. And then I just grab, I cannot find my Close to My Heart pen at the moment, so I'm using an old one. But I will just draw my lines on. Okay, and so I know I might put like a little funny title or something at the top, so I want more space at the top, so I will typically leave a little bit of a bigger space there. And then I'm just going lining my ruler up on my mat, so then my lines are evenly spaced. And if you start at the top versus the bottom, then you're not dragging your ruler back through your lines, just in case that ink from your pen takes a little bit longer to dry, right? You don't want to, after you've created your own journaling box, you don't want to smudge your lines. You can always use a stamp with a line if you prefer, or a PML card. There weren't PML cards to go, Picture My Life cards to go with this collection. Oh, there might have been in the Cut Above kit journaling boxes, but I used that all up on my flip flop workshop, so I do not have extras of that. Almost done. And I'm just using the two 1/8 inch markings on either side of the ruler so that I know that they're going the same width. Okay, there we go. So now I just need to be gentle taking this off because there's a little bit more adhesive than I would normally. So I'm just lifting it and twisting it a little bit. If you pull it, you're gonna bend it. Okay. So here's my mat. So I actually think maybe we'll use this Good Times sticker right here at the top. You know how I said, oh, I want a little bit more room, so I could either stamp something at the top, or I think that will be perfect. So again, same thing though, I want it popped up for a little bit of dimension, and I'm going to put it like that, just off the side, just to kind of draw some attention to it, so that you know that you should read about the Good Times. Okay, so let's get some clear sparkles. So these, if I wanted to, I could add tri-blend markers too so that they were colored. But I think I just want them just sitting in between like that, and they're just a little something extra in between my pennants. And it kind of ties them all together without having to string them or anything like that. And these are perfect because they're clear. They, in this instance, will just pick up the colors off the paper collection that I'm already using. But like I said, if you wanted, you can totally color them with your markers. So I will take some pictures after of the full layout, and it'll be posted. And like I said, if you don't have the sketch yet but want it, then just comment sketch. So I think I also am going to do some hearts. I just need to make sure there's enough hearts. So 1, 2, and 3. Because I'm not going to use this big one, so I do have enough. So I'm going to add a heart over here. Okay, let's add our sequins up, our sparklers. Sparkles. Oh my goodness. So in the end, I did not use the stars and sparklers sequins that I thought I would. These are a little more subtle. Okay. So now I'm going to take those 3 hearts and I'm going to do, so I have yellow and silver and the lagoon, or glacier, lagoon. It's not even close to lagoon. Okay, so so I'm putting the silver one here. Because it kind of does this. triangle there. And the yellow one over here. And then my little glacier one. Right here, I think. Okay, I think we might be done. So there we go. So here is the return to the happiest place layout with the sketch. So if you don't have the sketch and you'd like the sketch, just comment sketch and I'll get you in the right direction. And I'll show you one more time for whoever missed at the beginning the other layouts that I used this sketch on, because I think it's awesome to see the versatility and how it's super easy to change it up. So this is the happiest place one, and we did a fun little flip-flop on there. So now I just have to find that Word document with the boys' names. And then here is the Hillside Cottage. Thank you, Lee. Here's the Hillside Cottage version that I did. So this is Hillside Cottage with Cricut cuts instead of stickers. And then here is the You Are Enough version, and I use thin cuts for this version. And then I did a party time version. This was the first one. And this has a flip-flop too. So this is different, right? This one, I had journaling that I wanted to add to this page. And so I added it underneath the flip-flop. And then I showed this before, but these are stickers from that party time sticker sheet. And I incorporated those into the journaling. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back next week, and I hope that you enjoyed the return to the happiest place week we had. Talk to you later, guys. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.